sexual, trans, and you have been looking for some support from some LGBT coaches. Have you got an area of your life that you really need some support with? You want to transform an area of your life, or you need some support with a goal or a dream, and you're looking for some support for some like-minded peeps? Well, look no further. Hi, everybody. My name is Jamie Smith. I'm a certified LGBT life coach and a certified law of attraction trainer, and you are watching episode 11 of the late night law of attraction show for the LGBTQ community and friends. And today is episode 11. It's a very special episode. It's my first one called Ask the LGBT Coaches, where you guys watching, our live viewers, can go ahead and type your questions on the Google event page, and we will be offering free coaching. I've got an amazing panel today, but before I bring them on, I just want to give a few of you a shout out. There's been a few people who just joined my community on Google+. It's my, is it upside down? There we go. My G+ community called Happy, Healthy, and Gay. Live your best LGBTQ life. It's a free law of attraction community, a completely safe, private space. People from all over the world are joining, and I'm sharing tips and tools to help you achieve the life of your dreams. So let's go right away to my amazing panel today, because through the law of attraction, I've been attracting just some amazing coaches who are going to be joining me every single month, really to support you to live your best LGBT life. So why don't we go straight to my panel, and I'd like to introduce them to you guys. So why don't we start with you, Roy. Hi, Roy. Welcome to the Hangout with Jamie show. Tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're from.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. Super excited to be here. I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and I'm a certified life coach, and I work primarily with gay men.
Awesome. Thank you, Roy. And we're going to come back to you a little bit later, and because we already have some people who've been asking questions, so we're all going to be offering some support. So thanks for being here. And let's go to Travis. Travis, welcome to the Hangout with Jamie show.
Thank you so much for having me. My name is Travis Stock. I am a life coach and a certified Equus Master Facilitator. What that means is I take all of my life coaching stuff and add horses into the mix. And it's sort of what I call the fast track. But I also teach other coaches in training how to do that as well.
That's awesome. Cool. Very inspiring, you guys. All right. So I put this together because I have, growing up, I had very few role models, especially in the gay community. And so this has been a journey for me. Really, my life didn't change until I started learning about the law of attraction. And the law of attraction basically states that you get in your life whatever you give your energy, attention, and focus to. That's the first part. The second part is whether positive or negative. And what I've realized through this whole journey is that, a lot of people are often focusing on what they don't want. Are really focusing on and the more we focus on it, the more that shows up for us. So I created this show, and everything that I do is about helping people to really reset. So my invitation to you today watching is to think about what area of your life you would like to reset. Is it your finances? Is it a relationship? Is it your health? What is that? And we're going to be supporting you to, move forward. We can't change your life in 30 minutes, but we'll definitely support you in taking the next step to move forward in the direction that you want to go in. So one of the first tips I want to share with you today before we go to the questions is, this is something that changed my life. It's a quote from Oprah Winfrey. It says, "Surround yourself only with people who lift you higher." And I always loved that quote. And it was also, I think it was the comedian Steve Harvey. He said, if you hang around 7 smokers, you're going to be the 8th. So when I first moved to Vancouver 4 or 5 years ago now, I was really seeking. I never had a community of like-minded people. And so I got really focused. And I asked myself, what do I want? And I wanted to create a soulful community of like-minded individuals. And I put a vision board together, and I wrote down the qualities of people that I wanted in my life. And I can say now that I have this. I'm creating it. I'm attracting these incredible people in my life, coaches, therapists, authors, really successful LGBT peeps who are doing great great work in the world. So it really is possible. So it's just really where you put your energy, attention, and focus on. And so today we'd like to help you put energy, attention, and focus to having a breakthrough, having a shift, even a small, simple shift in a direction that feels good is going to be helpful. So I'm going to leave you with one more law of attraction tip, and it's this, that the law of attraction has a 2-word job description, and all it's doing is matching vibrations. It's all it's doing. So it's matching our negative vibrations, our negative moods and feelings, and it's also matching our positive ones. So that's why I put the show together, so that my hunch is you're going to want to make the show a weekly habit, because hanging out with high vibe, like-minded peeps can really set the energy in motion for your goals and dreams, and so you can move forward. So let's go and see if there are any questions, and then we'll go back to my panel. We're all going to help coach you today. So let's see. Okay. Okay, here's one question from Shirley Pierre. She says, my question is, how do I keep my vibrational bubble intact around negative people, especially when these people are living with you, like family? Ooh, boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, I'm going to start with, I think we all have some ideas here, but I'm going to start, and I'm going to just say to you, Shirley, is that it is really challenging. Like, I mean, sometimes you go somewhere and there's a lot of negativity, but your only job, our only job, is we cannot control other people. The only thing we can control is our own vibration. And so this is something I want to share with you. It's a quote I like to say to myself: I mind my own vibration. I mind my own vibration. Now, I remember years ago saying to my mentor, Michael Lozzi, saying, oh, so-and-so really brings me down. And he said, no, they don't bring you down. You are allowing your high vibration to match theirs. So I would suggest, ask you, what are some vibrational boundaries you can put in place, and really take steps to protect yourself. And I know for sure that if you make your only job to mind your own vibration, that will have a positive effect on the other people in your life. Let's hear from my panel. Anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, I'll stick my fork in that.
Sure.
Thanksgiving, let's pass the plate. I love that question because it's so important. I think it really centers around how you decide to react. How are you choosing to respond? And some simple things that I like to employ around negative or critical people, whether it's friends, family, coworkers, change the subject.
Yeah.
Be attentive, give a nod, let them know that you're listening, but then just gracefully change the subject to something positive. And what really works is if you keep it on them, compliment what they're wearing, to switch it to something positive. And also, don't give any energy to the negativity if you can. Like you said, you want to be a sun. You're not a moon. You're not collecting the rays of other people. You want to be that beacon of light and positive energy. So bring that to your family and friends in the best way that you can.
Yeah, absolutely. Beautiful. Thank you. I love that. Like redirect the conversation, right? Yeah, brilliant. Cool. Okay, let's see. I'm going to go to one.
Can I actually add something?
Please, go for it, Travis. Go for it.
Yeah, I come from a little bit of a different vantage point in that I sort of believe in the concept of whatever you resist will persist.
Ooh.
And so creating an energetic boundary, a vibrational boundary to block something, is a form of resistance, is a form of pushing away of something, and usually that brings more of it. In the law of attraction, it's matching vibrations if you're pushing against something.
Right.
So what I tend to like to do is find ways to disengage from that, and sometimes that is just me in my own head filling my mind with positive thoughts, filling my mind with other ways of viewing, or curiosity even. Oh, I wonder why that person is struggling today, or frustrated, or it's really none of my business, but I'm intrigued by that. There's a different energy between curiosity and actually pushing against something.
Yeah.
So I tend to, instead of thinking of it like a bubble that blocks things out, is this just that I hold my own thoughts, my own emotions, and take responsibility for that. And sometimes that means physically moving yourself away from that person so that you don't, if you're struggling to maintain that, just actually disengaging and going find something that does light you up.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Exactly. And I've noticed in my own life, the more that we do that, the people who are meant to be with you, they will rise to meet you, right? They'll rise to your vibration. Or sometimes they fall away. They're not, maybe they're just not ready, or they're not meant to be in your life right now. And that can be scary and sad. But there is nothing more important than that we mind our own vibration, right? And feel good. So thank you. That's awesome. Great tips. I'm loving this. All right. Okay, so let's see. There is more comments. So, okay. The next comment, and this is interesting one. Okay. Why I can't find it now. Okay, I'm going to go to this one here. Okay, so this question comes from Kelsey. What if you want to come out, but you're scared your family might not be supportive? It's scary to think of losing, alienating them, even if it means hiding a piece of yourself. It's hard to decide which is more important, being true to yourself or not creating a rift in the family when they might have been your support system your entire life. Okay, who wants to answer that? That is, it just happened to a friend of mine the other day. I mean, he comes from an Indian family, and he came out, and his family has totally just disowned him, and he's like, I don't think it was worth it. What do you guys suggest there?
Well, I definitely, sorry to jump in right away, but
go for it.
I definitely feel like we're all here to learn. You know, if you think about it on a soul level, we're all here on Earth to learn and evolve emotionally. And we, as gay people or higher consciousness level people, can't put pause on ourselves for the other people that don't want to change, don't want to hear these things that they need to hear. They, as much as it may hurt them, and obviously it's going to hurt you if you don't live authentically, but that's kind of the point of us all being here, is evolving emotionally, and you can't tiptoe around those people that need to learn and to grow with us, because it is okay to be gay. It is.
Yeah.
And they need to learn that. That's my simple truth. So yes, it is hard, and you may hurt some feelings, but you may be surprised as well with the response that you get.
Absolutely. And I would also suggest, put some support in place, and to, seek out like communities. There's great communities online. There's My Happy Healthy Gay. We met on the Thoughtful Gay Men, right? Community. Both of you are on. We're all on that. It's on Facebook. Go join that. Our friend Josh Hurst has a great community on Facebook called The Thoughtful Gay Man. There's people posting retreats that they're doing and all sorts of stuff. So I would say put some support in place. And also, what comes to mind for me is the quote by Ian LeVincent, one of my favorite spiritual teachers, who says that, love people enough to tell them the truth and assume that they can handle it. And if they can't, then they're not interested in knowing the real you. And it can be really painful at the beginning. And that's why it's important to be around people who love you and who become like your new soul family. So that's my suggestion. Travis, do you have anything you want to input?
Yeah, I did. My first thought on that is there's the fear that's underneath that sort of tells you automatically that the only option that could be there is that they're going to be rejected. And so checking in with if that's actually true. There's lots of different ways that it could go. Yeah. And to assume the worst and block yourself in because you're assuming the worst, it doesn't allow you to live fully. And I think it also goes back to what Jamie said in the previous question about you start to find people that actually do resonate with you. If some of your family can't be there with you, can't and are triggered by it, then there's a grief period that's totally real and true that is in that time frame. And as you start to live more authentically, more authentic people get to meet you there as well. And so although there can be what's loss and there can be some grief around that stuff, if you actually start living authentically, people will start to join you that actually value for all of you.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. Absolutely. It reminds me of what you just said. It reminds me of years ago, a friend of mine was called the Debbie Forge radio show and was afraid to come out and was afraid of rejection. And she actually said, just like what you were saying, so she said, no, you're actually not afraid of getting rejected. People are going to reject you. People are going to reject you in life, and they're not going to like you. She said, there's a lot of people who don't like me. And she said, so what you're really afraid of is what you're going to do to yourself when you come out, and when they do reject you, what are you going to do to yourself, or what are you going to say, or what are you going to make it mean about life? That's what you're really afraid of. So she said, how about this? Make your new mantra: no matter what happens to me, I'm going to love myself anyway. Regardless, the more, and I think she even said something like, the more people reject me, the more I'm going to love myself.
Yeah, and to add a little bit onto that, it is that place of checking in where you might be valuing connection with somebody else or a relationship at the detriment to yourself. If there's a moment where you get to make a choice: am I now going to abandon myself to maintain this relationship, or am I going to stay in this, or am I going to actually step into my own authenticity? And so anytime that you value the connection and the relationship over yourself, I can't think of a way that it ends up ending well that way. So
I'm getting goosebumps. I totally I totally agree. I mean, it's like, never be loved at the expense of yourself, right? So yeah. Beautiful, brilliant. Oh my gosh, I hope that it's helpful to you, Kelsey. And we're getting some comments. Michael Lozier, he was on my show. Michael Lozier, if you don't know who he is the author of the best-selling book Law of Attraction. He was on episode 10 last week. Go check out that episode. He gave some amazing tips on the power of completing our incompletions and cleaning up any unfinished business. And Michael just wrote in and said, great questions and answers you're getting, Jamie. So thank you, Michael. It's nice to see that. And there's also a comment here from Monique Jackson. She's been like having a hangout with Jamie marathon. She's been commenting and watching. I just love her. She's like, so she says, hi Jamie, I love watching your shows because they help me feel so good. Yay! You have a beautiful, relaxed perspective that makes everything feel possible. Thank you. Michael is an amazing teacher. As he was speaking about removing the layers of negativity that suppress our natural state of joy. Wonderful episode, Jamie. So thank you, Monique, for watching all of my episodes, and for your amazing comments. It means a lot. Okay, we have, let's see, okay, there's one more question here. This is an interesting one. Okay, where is it? Okay, good morning, Jamie. My name is Dana. I'm a male to female transgender. What are the first steps I need to take to get on the hormones? How do I do that? Thank you. Okay, well, that's definitely not my area of expertise, but I would really, again, what I know for sure is that all successful people have a team of support around them. So I'm not too sure where you live, Dana, but I would be really seeking out doctors who specialize in male to female transitioning, and who have a really good track record, and that they have got good reviews. You want to be really seeking out some positive support from people who have expertise in that area, who can guide you, because that's really a medical issue. It's not a coaching issue, and I'm pretty sure my panel will agree with me there.
Well, I would like to add as well.
Please,
if we're going to take it from a coaching perspective, I would say your first step, please have a conversation with your body in front of the mirror. Whether you want to just get out of your skin, I can't imagine what it feels like, and you feel like in order to be your authentic self, you need to change your body. But I would urge you to have that conversation with your body. Explain to your body and your mind why you feel the resistance that you do. And as you discover that medical process, explain that to your body as well, and explain that you're going to be going through this change and this is why. And to reaffirm that you do love who you are, and because you love who you are, you're going to make that change into an even more lovable, authentic you. Instead of putting negativity into your body, or if only I could change, I hope that's coming across like I wanted to.
No, that's beautiful. I'm getting goosebumps again. That's amazing. That is so beautiful, Roy. That's again, getting in touch with your inner wisdom, right? And listening to your body. It's beautiful. Awesome. Anything, Travis, you want to add?
Yeah, and Dana, just make sure that you start, like Jamie said, find a community, find support. It can even be in the format, we're all coaches, it can be in the format of hiring a coach, not because there's something in you that needs to be fixed, but as a way of checking in with yourself throughout the whole process.
Awesome.
It's going to be a physical process, but it's also going to be a psychological process. And there will probably be, I think, I'm not sure that this totally, but I believe that there's some therapeutic stuff that's required in the transition phases. And so finding spaces where you find a safe space for that, whether it's through coaching or therapy or friends or whatever, that you actually have a sounding board to talk about what's coming up for you, because it's a whole process.
Yeah, exactly. And I actually have an episode of Dana of the Hangout with Jamie show called How to Create a Soulful LGBTQ Community as well. And so that might be a good show to watch as well, but definitely seek out support, and please let us know how you're doing. Please come back and just, I'm also going to be doing, I'm going to do hopefully a whole month. I'm putting this out to the universe. Here's what I'd like to attract. And every Monday on my Facebook page, I usually put, what do you want to attract this week? Because it gets us thinking about what we want. And something that I would like is I'd like to do a whole month called Live Your Best Trans Life. So I'm putting that out into the world because I want to have some trans people who have gone through this transition, who are living their best trans life, and I'd love to have them on the show. So watch out for that. I think that's going to be very uplifting and inspiring. Wow. Yeah, I think it's time, right, to have that conversation.
Totally time.
Yeah, it's time. All right, cool. Let's just see. And, okay, so that is pretty much it for the questions. We're coming up to the end of the show. I hope that you have really found this uplifting and inspiring. You know, I really put this together because for me, what's helped me as a gay man is the quote I share all the time by a life coach, Karen McCrocklin, who's been on my show as well. And she said that being LGBT is not something to be overcome, but it's an opportunity to use our lives as healers and teachers. I mean, as you can see today from my panel, oh my gosh, we have these incredible healers and teachers today. So you are also a healer and a teacher, and I think it's time to have this conversation, a new conversation of what it really means to be LGBT, and from that vantage point, you know, go out and really create the life of our dreams. So any last things you want to, a life tip you want to leave, or a takeaway that you're taking away from today's show before we wrap up, guys? Let's start with you, Roy.
Thank you. Yeah, my go-to is know what you deserve. Know that you have inherent worth because you exist, not for any other reason but that. And when I say exist, I mean your soul. You're not the fact that you're alive, just that you have consciousness, you know. That's what you should be basing your self-esteem on, your sense of worth. And your self-esteem affects every single level of your life, your relationships, your finances, your job, your happiness. So really dig into that. Do some soul searching. Build a positive self-esteem, because that's what's going to help you attract all the good that you deserve, once you know that you deserve it. That's why I say know what you deserve, because that's what the universe responds to.
Yeah, exactly. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Roy. And if people want to get in touch with you, how do they get in touch with you?
You can visit roygrantLifeCoach.com, and my contact information's on there. I'm on Facebook as well. It's all there. So
fantastic.
Thank
you. Yay. All right, Travis, any last life tip or takeaway from today's show?
Yeah, one of the biggest life tips I've learned through all of my journey is that to be kind to yourself and to give yourself space. If you're committing to a life of sort of introspection and self-discovery, it's a catch-22. There's this whole message that's of beautiful and improvement and moving forward, and then there's also an energetic space where it's like, who I am in this moment isn't enough. I need to improve it. I need to fix this. I need to find the next thing to do. I know I'm as a recovering self-help addict, I found that to be true. And when is the time to just be? There's beautiful times to do, and then there's great times to just be and to integrate and to just be kind and give yourself the space to be human. Yeah. And so just give yourself both sides of the equation.
Absolutely. I just started doing some comedy improv. It's one of the hardest, scariest things I've ever done. And on the first class, the teacher put his hand on my shoulder and goes, Jamie, you're enough. And that's right, we're all enough. And it's my message for all of you watching. You are enough, and life loves you, and it's okay to be who you are. So wonderful. Travis, if people want to get in touch with you, how do they do that?
You can email me at travisstock03@gmail.com, and in about a week, my new website will be done, and it will just be travisstock.com. So check that out.
Cool. Yeah. Awesome. Great work, you guys. So for those of you who are interested, episode 12 is going to be, she couldn't be here today. She was going to be, but she had a last minute change. She's coming on the show next week. Coach Carrie is going to be joining me for episode 12 called How to Attract Love with the Law of Attraction. She attracted an amazing wife and life. And so she's going to be on my show. And episode 13 is going to be about words, really the power of our words. I think it's going to be a really good show on the power of our words. So stay tuned for that. Be sure to go to hangoutwithjamie.com and you can sign up for a notification of future show topics. And I know I feel better just by hanging out with you guys. So thanks so much for being here. Be sure to share your takeaway in the comment section below. I love reading your comments. So thank you so much. We'll see you next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Thank you very much, guys, for being on the show.
Thank you so much.
And just one last thing, if you want to be on the next Q&A show, either as an expert, I love having people who are making a difference in the LGBTQ community on the show, or if you're a viewer and you need some coaching, come on as a viewer and we'll coach you live. That could be a lot of fun too. All right, okay, so thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.